Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Lacie. If you are not, it's good to see you again. Sorry, let me just... Oh, that is not gonna work. How about that? That's better. Okay. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about how I got to where I am today. Meaning why I chose to try out keto and just my overall health in general. It's been a few years now. Okay. I want to say it's been about 3 years, roughly, almost, maybe. About 3 years ago, I was working for a retail company. And I'm not going to go into detail about where I was working or like what exactly happened. But I was working for a retail company and I was honestly in the best shape of my life. I had lost 50 pounds. I was doing great. I was going for a jog, doing 4 miles every day. I was eating healthy. Like, I was doing all the things. I was loving the progress. It was just great. I finally felt like I was achieving my goals for myself and for my health. And then I got injured. I hurt myself, and I told my managers, but I also had never experienced something like this to where I didn't know what needed to be done, basically. I do now. Being a manager for a restaurant, I know. I know all the protocols now. But at the time I wasn't aware. So I mentioned it to my supervisor and my managers and nothing really happened. So after about a month, hi Bentley, of the pain getting worse, let's stay away from the camera. I finally said, hey, we need to do something about this. So I went and got looked at. I did physical therapy, and what ended up being diagnosed, I guess, would be like just the way to explain it. Eventually down the line with specialists and MRIs and all this stuff is I have a herniated disc and a bulging disc on my L3 and L4. I do not know which one is which, but I know that it's my lower back and it is on my left side. So I got to the point before I saw anyone where I was constantly in pain. Like, I could not breathe, it felt like. I couldn't walk, it hurt. It was a fire burning sensation, like a line of it just down the back of my leg. My left foot was numb all the time, and I couldn't get comfortable. I couldn't sleep in my bed. And it took me a while to figure out how I could fall asleep, but after trial and error, I found I could sleep if I laid on the floor, like just completely flat, with my feet up on the couch, because the couch was high enough at the time. My bed wasn't as high, or maybe it was too high. Either way, perfect level was my couch, and it would relieve the pain to where I could sleep. I'm also a side/tummy sleeper, so it wasn't the best sleep for me, but I could sleep. After seeing the doctor and doing physical therapy, this is about, I want to say 2 months in. So about a month in, I told them, like, hey, something has to happen. No. And then about a month later, I got approved for physical therapy. And so going through workers' comp, go that way. Everything is slower. Everything. Because it all has to be approved by your workers' comp company/rep, like whoever has your case. My first rep was horrible. She would never answer her calls. She would not answer her emails. It got to the point where I was keeping a log. Sorry, he keeps going towards the camera. I was keeping a log of when I was calling, versus when she'd call me back. So when it got to like day 3 of me leaving a voicemail, I literally said, "This is day 3. I look forward to hearing from you, or I'll be calling on day 4." And then usually after I said, "Hey, day 3 of me calling," I'd hear from her that day. She was also always on vacation. Her mailbox would say, like, "Call this number if you need help. I'm on vacation," or "I'm on whatever holiday." So she was never even there, it felt like. I did try the other number. Don't think I didn't. I was in a lot of pain. I tried everything. And the other number would just basically direct me back to her. Like, it wouldn't just give me another person. I could leave a message, or I could do her extension and get to her. So I also left a message on that number, never heard from anyone, and left a message again on her extension saying, "Hey, I tried the number you provided." I got nowhere. A few weeks after I finally, like, after that call where I said, "Hey, I tried that, it didn't work," like a few weeks later, all of a sudden I have this guy calling me saying he's my new rep and asked me a little information, I guess, that was, I don't want to say missing from my file, but he was just trying to like catch up with what was going on. And I told him, and I also said, because he was like, "Is there anything you need from me?" And I was like, "Hey, as long as you can answer your phone or at least call me back the next day, we're golden." And he laughed and he said, "Yeah, she's not with the company anymore." So clearly the workers' comp program itself needs some attention as well, not just the doctors and everything, because you also get not the best doctors. Bentley, you get the ones who are willing to take the cases knowing that they're guaranteed money. Bentley, I will lock you out again if you do this. Stop. Do you want to be outside? You're such a butthead. Sorry. So, my new workers' comp representative, oh my gosh, he was amazing. He always responded to emails, always answered his phone. It was like a game changer for me. So, I did a month and a half of physical therapy, and it took care of the burning sensation in my leg and the numbness in my leg. So to this day, I'll still do those moves because it honestly helps. I'm not 100% healed. I get flare-ups every so often. During the time when it was as painful as it was with the burning and the numbness, I wasn't moving. I would only move if I had to go to work, and then I'd come back home and lay around. So I wasn't moving my body enough, and then I also got depressed, and I was very angry. I felt like my body failed me. I felt like I wasn't where I should be. Like, I can move again. I did physical therapy, but I can't jog. I'm not allowed to jog. I'm not allowed to do this. I'm not allowed to do that. And I just felt like my body failed me. I was so angry, and I was taking it out on everyone I loved, everyone in my life, at work. It was not pretty. And I turned to food. So, you know how that goes. You stop moving, you're depressed, and you just eat comfort food, you gain weight. So all the work I had done in the last year and some odd months was basically down the drain. I was right back where I was starting. And then I moved to Pittsburgh, and it got a little worse. I'm with a whole different company now. Like, I work somewhere else. But it got worse. I moved to a location where I knew absolutely no one. You are not allowed to be friends with your staff members, which honestly, it makes sense, and I'm not saying that it shouldn't be that way, because I strongly believe it's there for a reason. But moving, knowing no one, having no support system, having no friends, like, I struggled. I struggled a lot. I started getting my mind in the right direction, and I had another back flare up. And so it was back to, if I wasn't at work, I was trying not to move because it hurt. And these flare-ups, the littlest thing can cause them. It's just, it is what it is. I never know what's going to make it trigger or what's good for it. It happens. So I went back to not moving unless it had to be for work. And then I tried to incorporate some small walks because walking does help. And it's not that I couldn't do it. I was doing it, but I could only go a little bit. Like, I couldn't go very far. I couldn't do much. And then also, being alone and living alone, I was more worried that what if the walk and I turned wrong and something wrong happened and I was stuck. I had no one to call to come help me. Like, I wouldn't know really what to do, so I wasn't really going for walks that much. And then that's when Mom suggested keto. She told me the gist of it, and it was also around the time when she was learning about it, so it worked both ways. Like, we were kind of doing it together, and I started losing weight, and I started going for the walks just in the complex because at least I was moving. But it just, to this day, I get very angry thinking about it, because if I hadn't hurt my back, if I didn't move something the wrong way, if I had forced them to contact someone right away, like, I just feel like if everything had gotten taken care of earlier, if I had, it's not all their fault, because I don't think they'd ever experienced a workers' comp issue either, but I blame my body a lot for it. And if I hadn't started doing keto before I could even move again, like last flare-up, I don't know how long that would have taken, but I do know that my weight plays a role in the flare-ups. And my job is very demanding on my feet. Like, I will literally do 10,000 steps just working, like, without even exercising. That's just work. But it is what it is. It's in the past. I'm learning as I go. I know that I can't do burpees. I can't do the elliptical because that hurts. I shouldn't be able to run because I guess having a herniated disc, you shouldn't run. It's supposed to make it worse. But for me, it helps with the pain and it helps feel better. So I don't know. My body works very differently than everyone else's. I also had an epidural shot before I left Pittsburgh, California. That didn't do anything. Even the doctor said you should notice some difference, because we did the shot while I had the flare up, so that's when I should have noticed a change, and it didn't do anything for me. So here I am. Every day, you don't know if I'm going to step wrong. I cannot carry heavy things. I can't change kegs at work. There's certain exercises I can't do. But the one thing that is consistent and that helps me is when I am being keto and active. So I'm trying really hard this time to stick with it fully, and knowing that there's other alternatives, like the cauliflower crust pizza that I can eat, like, that helps, because pizza is my number one favorite food, and it's the worst thing for me. But yes, so that's a little bit as to why I am where I am today, and how I've come to the decision to do keto. And I hope that no one experiences the pain that I've experienced, but I think it took me, honestly, having that happen to realize I needed to slow down, because I was working like 60-hour days. I had 2 jobs. Like, I was a mess. I was on the go constantly, and it honestly, it made me slow down because I didn't have a choice. And here I am today. I think everyone forgets to live life as well. So, like myself, I was a workaholic, and I would work my 2 jobs. And one of them was already full time. I had too much time, so I had a second job, and I'd go to the gym, and that's not healthy either. I think there needs to be a balance. And so at that time, it made me focus on just my body, and basically, because I couldn't really work. But I'm doing much better. Very few flare-ups, and when they happen, now that I am keto and I continue to stay active when the flare-ups happen, they don't last as long. But it is a learning curve. I'm still learning what I can and can't do. And so yeah, I'm working on myself, on my body, on my fitness, and I'm doing it for my body. But yes, so I hope that helps you decide, I guess, kind of. Like, if you're having any body issues, it is a good solution, because you don't eat the foods that make you swell up or make you bloated, so that helps any injuries you have not hurt. Just so you know. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button and notification bell. Leave a comment if you have an experience similar or just an experience in general. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for listening. I know it's a long one, and I will see you next time. Bye.